My beloved soul, because heaven has drawn you into this moment, my beloved soul, begin by opening your heart in faith, by quietly agreeing with what God is about to speak, and by honoring this sacred word with your full presence, because when you do, doors begin to move in the unseen, and I tell you this with reverence, that God is already responding to the cry you have carried, so listen carefully as this divine message unfolds, because God says your soulmate will choose you even when it is hard. My beloved soul, hear this is not a coincidence, you were led here on purpose, heaven is watching you right now, and God has not forgotten you, even though you have walked through long seasons of waiting, and silent prayers, and moments when you wondered if love would ever arrive in a way that felt safe and sure. God says your soulmate will choose you even when it is hard, not when it is convenient, not when it feels easy, but when it requires courage, patience, and truth, because their heart is being shaped by God to recognize yours without fear. You have been through moments where you felt unseen, where your love felt unreturned, and where you questioned if you were asking for too much, but heaven is correcting those lies right now, because you were never too much, you were simply waiting for the right heart. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes that He makes everything beautiful in His time, and even the delays in your love story were serving a holy purpose. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, stay with me till the end, because something powerful is waiting for you, and what God is about to reveal will settle into your spirit with peace. God is saying that every tear you cried was recorded, every prayer you whispered was heard, and every lonely night was watched over by angels, because heaven has always been closer to you than you realized. God says your soulmate will choose you even when it is hard, because they will not be driven by fear, they will be guided by faith, and they will see you not as a risk, but as a gift. You were led here on purpose, my beloved soul, and this message is a divine interruption meant to remind you that you are deeply loved, even before this person arrives. The Bible says in Psalm 37 that when you delight yourself in the Lord, He gives you the desires of your heart, and your desire for a faithful, choosing love is not wrong, it is holy. Heaven is watching the way your heart has remained open despite disappointment, and God has not forgotten you, because that courage is calling in something sacred. My beloved soul, listen carefully, because God is saying that the waiting you endured was not meant to break you, it was meant to prepare you, because the love that is coming requires a heart that knows how to love without fear. God says your soulmate will choose you even when it is hard, and this choice will not be made once, it will be made every day, in the small moments, in the difficult conversations, and in the quiet seasons, because their love will be rooted in God's truth. The Bible says in Isaiah that those who wait upon the Lord will renew their strength, and your strength has been quietly growing even when you felt tired. My beloved soul, do not leave yet, heaven has more to reveal, and what is coming next is meant to heal the places where doubt has lived. God is touching the parts of you that still wonder if you are worthy of a love that stays, and He is saying, you are, and you always have been. You were led here on purpose, because your heart was ready to hear that you will no longer have to chase love, you will be met by it. God says your soulmate will choose you even when it is hard, because they will not be afraid of your depth, they will honor your journey, and they will see your vulnerability as something beautiful. Heaven is watching the way your spirit is learning to trust again, and God has not forgotten you, because this season of healing is opening the door to something real. The Bible says in Jeremiah that God knows the plans He has for you, plans for peace, and not for harm, plans to give you hope and a future, and your future includes a love that does not walk away when things get complicated. My beloved soul, stay with me till the end, because the deeper part of this message is still unfolding, and it carries a promise that will calm your heart. God says your soulmate will choose you even when it is hard, and this love will feel different from what you have known before, because it will be steady, it will be patient, and it will be safe. You will no longer have to question where you stand, because their actions will reflect their commitment. Heaven is watching as your heart prepares to receive, and God has not forgotten you, because He is aligning every detail with precision. My beloved soul, listen carefully, because God is saying that even the heartbreaks you endured were shaping you for this moment, teaching you what love is, and what it is not, so that when the right one arrives, you will recognize them without confusion. The Bible says in Romans that all things work together for good for those who love God, and even your pain was working toward your healing. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because this is where faith begins to turn into expectation. God is bringing you a love that will not disappear when life becomes challenging, because it will be built on something eternal. Heaven is watching, and God has not forgotten you, because this is not a coincidence, you were led here on purpose. My beloved soul, stay with me till the end, because something powerful is still waiting to be revealed, and it will change the way you see your future. My beloved soul, as heaven continues to speak, a quiet truth begins to rise inside you, and it is telling you that you were never asking for too much, you were simply waiting for the right heart. God says your soulmate will choose you even when it is hard, and that choice will not come from impulse, it will come from conviction, because God Himself has written your names into the same chapter of destiny. There will be moments when you expect them to hesitate, because of what you have been through, but instead you will watch them step closer, not farther away, because their spirit will recognize something sacred in yours. You will feel it in the way they remain when conversations become vulnerable, and in the way they do not disappear when emotions grow honest. This love will not feel like something you have to fight to keep, it will feel like something that naturally wants to stay. God has been working quietly in both of your lives, untangling fears, healing old disappointments, and teaching each of you how to love without hiding. Heaven has been watching every layer of that preparation, and not one part of it was wasted. There is a divine reason you had to learn how to stand in your own truth before this love could arrive. God was not delaying you, He was protecting what was being built. Your soulmate is not coming to complete you, they are coming to meet you where you already are, whole, growing, and ready to walk forward together. And when difficulties arise, as they always do in any real connection, they will not interpret them as a reason to leave, but as a reason to grow closer. This is the love that kneels instead of runs. This is the love that listens instead of assumes. This is the love that stays present when things feel uncomfortable. God says your soulmate will choose you even when it is hard, because their heart has been trained to recognize depth, not just ease. They will not be afraid of your past, they will honor it, because it shaped the strength and tenderness they now get to experience. There will come a quiet moment, and you will not even realize how important it is at first, when you see that you no longer feel the need to brace yourself for loss. You will notice that you are not waiting for the other shoe to drop. You will simply feel safe. That is how you will know this love was sent by God. Peace will replace tension. Certainty will replace fear. And trust will begin to grow where worry once lived. God has been watching how carefully you have guarded your heart, not because you were closed, but because you were precious. Now He is bringing someone who will handle what you carry with gentleness. This is not a love that will test how much you can endure, this is a love that will show you how much you can receive. And every day, through choice and commitment, they will keep choosing you, not because it is easy, but because it is true. So let your spirit breathe now, my beloved soul. The season of guessing is ending. The season of being chosen is beginning. What is coming will not rush you, it will meet you. It will not confuse you, it will steady you. God says your soulmate will choose you even when it is hard, and that choice will feel like home, like peace, and like a promise finally being fulfilled. My beloved soul, allow this holy moment to stretch just a little longer, because heaven is still pouring something gentle and powerful into your spirit, and every word now is meant to complete what God has been forming inside you. God says your soulmate will choose you even when it is hard, and this truth is not only about another person, it is about the way God is restoring your ability to trust love again without fear. There will be a softness in this connection that surprises you, a calm that settles where anxiety once lived, and a quiet confidence that you no longer have to guard your heart so tightly. Heaven has seen how often you tried to be strong when all you really wanted was to feel safe, and God is now bringing you someone who will recognize that longing and honor it with patience. In this love, you will not be asked to perform or to prove your worth, because your worth will already be understood. You will be seen not just in your victories, but in your vulnerabilities, and those tender places will not push them away, they will draw them closer. The one who is being guided toward you will feel something different when they stand in your presence, something familiar and grounding, because God has woven your spirits together long before your paths crossed. They will not be confused about what they feel, because heaven will make it clear. As this bond begins to form, you will notice how different it feels from what you once knew. There will be no rushing, no pressure, no fear of being replaced, because this connection will grow with intention. You will share conversations that feel honest and unguarded, moments of laughter that come from genuine joy, and even difficult discussions that are met with respect instead of distance. This is how God shows you that you are finally with someone who is not afraid to stay present. There were seasons when you had to walk alone, when you learned to find strength within yourself, and that was not wasted time. God was building a foundation inside you that would allow you to enter this relationship without losing who you are. Your soulmate will not be threatened by your independence, they will admire it. They will not feel the need to control your light, they will want to walk beside it. That is the difference between love that is insecure and love that is ordained. When challenges appear, as they do in every real partnership, you will watch how this person responds, not with withdrawal, but with care. They will ask questions instead of making assumptions. They will seek understanding instead of blame. In those moments, you will realize that you are no longer carrying emotional weight by yourself. You are sharing it with someone who is willing to hold it with you. That is what it means when God says your soulmate will choose you even when it is hard. Your heart has known what it feels like to be disappointed, to give love and not have it returned in the way you hoped. That history made you cautious, but it also made you wise. Now God is using that wisdom to guide you into something that feels both exciting and steady at the same time. You will not feel the need to second-guess every word or action. There will be clarity where there was once confusion. This love will not demand that you abandon your dreams or quiet your spirit. Instead, it will encourage you to grow, to explore, and to become even more of who God created you to be. Your soulmate will celebrate your growth, not compete with it. They will find joy in your happiness, not jealousy. That is how you will know that this union is built on something healthy and holy. There will be moments when you remember the nights you cried, the prayers you whispered, and the hope you almost gave up on, and you will see how every one of those moments led you here. God never wastes pain. He transforms it into preparation. What once felt like loss was actually making space for something better to arrive. As this relationship unfolds, you will feel a sense of peace that is unfamiliar but welcome. It will not be dramatic or overwhelming. It will feel like being able to breathe deeply for the first time in a long while. That peace is the signature of God. It is how He confirms that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Your soulmate will not be perfect, and neither will you, but together you will create something that is strong because it is honest. You will learn how to forgive, how to grow, and how to choose each other again and again. That is the beauty of a love that is not afraid of effort. It understands that commitment is not a burden, it is a gift. There will come a day when you look at this person and realize that you no longer feel the need to protect yourself from them. You will trust their intentions. You will trust their heart. And most of all, you will trust that God has brought you together for a reason. So let your heart remain open, my beloved soul. The journey that brought you here was not easy, but it was necessary. Now you are stepping into a chapter that is filled with warmth, understanding, and a love that feels real in every sense. What God has prepared for you is not fragile. It is steady. It is kind. And it is ready to walk with you through every season that lies ahead. My beloved soul, there is a stillness entering your inner world now, not the emptiness you once feared, but the quiet of something finally aligning. God has been gently shifting your perspective, moving you from survival into expectation, and from waiting into readiness. The love that is approaching your life is not coming to fill a void, it is coming to join a fullness that God has already cultivated within you. You are no longer the person who would accept uncertainty just to feel chosen. You are becoming someone who recognizes when love is genuine, stable, and meant to stay. There will be a moment when you sense that something has changed, not in a dramatic way, but in a subtle knowing that settles deep in your chest. You will feel it when conversations flow without effort, when silence no longer feels awkward, and when your presence is met with warmth instead of hesitation. This is how heaven signals that alignment has begun. It is not loud, but it is unmistakable. The one who is being guided toward you has also walked through seasons of learning, releasing, and healing. They have had to let go of what no longer reflected who they are becoming. God has been working in their heart just as patiently as He has been working in yours. There were chapters they needed to close, and wounds they needed to face, so that when they arrive in your life, they do not bring old battles into a new beginning. You will notice how differently this connection feels. There will be no emotional guessing, no wondering if you are being taken seriously, no feeling that you have to compete for attention. Instead, there will be a mutual desire to show up, to communicate, and to build something meaningful. You will not have to convince them of your value. They will see it clearly. As this bond grows, you will find yourself relaxing in ways you never could before. Your shoulders will feel lighter. Your thoughts will become calmer. Your heart will no longer brace for disappointment. That is because this love will not feel like something you could lose at any moment. It will feel anchored, grounded, and intentionally chosen. There will be laughter that comes easily, moments of connection that feel effortless, and a sense of companionship that feels natural rather than forced. You will not feel the need to perform or to be anything other than who you truly are. Your authenticity will be welcomed, not judged. The experiences you went through in the past taught you what you deserve. They showed you what you are willing to tolerate and what you are not. Now, that wisdom will protect you and guide you into something that aligns with the person you have become. You will no longer feel pulled toward what is unstable, because your spirit now recognizes peace. There will be times when life presents challenges, but the difference in this relationship will be how those moments are handled. Instead of distance, there will be dialogue. Instead of avoidance, there will be effort. Instead of fear, there will be commitment. You will witness how this person chooses to work through difficulty rather than escape from it. Your heart will gradually learn that love does not have to be exhausting to be real. It can be gentle. It can be steady. It can be something that grows with time instead of burning out quickly. That is the kind of love God has prepared for you. You will also notice how your dreams and goals are respected. This person will not try to shrink your world. They will want to understand it. They will support your growth, celebrate your achievements, and encourage you when you feel unsure. You will feel like you are walking forward together rather than being held back. As days turn into weeks and weeks into months, you will realize that you are no longer waiting for something to go wrong. You are simply enjoying what is right. That is the shift that happens when a relationship is built on trust and mutual care. The tenderness you carry, the depth of your emotions, and the sincerity of your love will be treated as strengths rather than weaknesses. You will be valued for who you are, not just for what you provide. There will come a time when you look back on your journey and understand why things had to unfold the way they did. You will see how every ending, every delay, and every moment of uncertainty was guiding you towards something that fits you better than anything before. This is the chapter where you get to experience love without fear. Where you get to be chosen without hesitation. Where you get to share your life with someone who sees you as a gift, not a risk. So let your heart continue to open. Let your spirit remain receptive. What is forming in your life now is not temporary. It is intentional. It is steady. And it is meant to walk with you through all the seasons still ahead. My beloved soul, there is a gentle unfolding taking place in your life right now, something that is not loud but deeply certain, and it is guiding you into a season where love no longer feels like a question but begins to feel like an answer. God has been reshaping the way you see yourself, not so that you become smaller, but so that you finally understand how much you are worth. You were never meant to beg for affection, you were meant to be met by it, and the one who is moving toward you will recognize your value without hesitation. In the quiet hours when you thought nothing was happening, heaven was arranging details that you could not see. Every experience you walked through, whether it was joyful or painful, was shaping the person you are becoming, and that growth is what is drawing the right heart toward you. This connection will not be based on need or fear, but on a shared desire to build something honest and meaningful. When this person steps into your life, there will be a sense of familiarity that feels comforting rather than overwhelming. You will notice how conversations flow easily, how time seems to pass differently when you are together, and how your heart does not feel guarded in their presence. This is how you will know that what you are experiencing is aligned with God's intention. The love that is coming will not require you to abandon who you are. Instead, it will invite you to become even more of yourself. Your dreams will be supported. Your opinions will be respected. Your emotions will be taken seriously. You will not feel like you have to hide parts of your story to be accepted. There will be moments when you are surprised by how gently you are treated. Kindness will replace tension. Understanding will replace confusion. And patience will replace pressure. This is the atmosphere of a relationship that has been guided by something higher than chance. You have spent time learning how to stand on your own, how to heal from disappointment, and how to trust again after being hurt. Those lessons were not meant to harden you, they were meant to prepare you for something that could truly last. The person God is sending will not be intimidated by your strength, they will admire it. They will not feel threatened by your independence, they will respect it. As you begin to walk together, you will discover that this bond does not drain you, it restores you. There will be a sense of balance, of give and take, of mutual care that feels natural. You will not be carrying the weight of the relationship alone. It will be shared. The way this person looks at you will tell a story of admiration and sincerity. You will feel seen in a way that goes beyond appearances. Your thoughts, your feelings, and your experiences will matter. You will not be dismissed or overlooked. This connection will grow slowly, not because of hesitation, but because of intention. Both of you will understand the importance of building something solid. There will be a desire to know each other deeply, to communicate openly, and to move forward with purpose. There will also be space for laughter, for creativity, and for simple moments that bring joy. Love does not have to be complicated to be profound. Sometimes it is found in shared glances, in quiet support, and in the comfort of knowing someone is truly there for you. You will notice how your heart feels lighter, how your mind feels calmer, and how your spirit feels more at ease. That is what happens when love is not driven by anxiety, but by genuine connection. As time passes, you will begin to see how this relationship fits into your life in a way that feels natural. It will not compete with your goals or your values. It will complement them. You will grow not only as a partner, but as an individual. There will be challenges, because every meaningful connection has them, but the difference will be how they are faced. Instead of avoidance, there will be effort. Instead of silence, there will be conversation. Instead of distance, there will be a desire to understand. You will feel safe to express yourself. Safe to share your fears. Safe to show your vulnerabilities. That safety is what allows love to deepen and mature. One day, you will look back and realize how far you have come, how much you have healed, and how perfectly this person fits into the life you have been building. You will see that nothing was wasted, and nothing was random. This is the season where love becomes something you experience, not something you chase. It is the season where you get to receive what you once only hoped for. So allow yourself to believe again. Allow your heart to be open. The journey that brought you here has been long, but it has led you to a place where something beautiful is ready to begin. My beloved soul, let us return gently and fully to the sacred promise heaven placed over you, because this message was never about vague growth, it was always about a very specific truth, that God says your soulmate will choose you even when it is hard. There is a holy tenderness in that promise, because it speaks to every fear you have carried about being left when things became heavy, or misunderstood when your heart tried to be honest. God has seen how deeply you love, how sincerely you commit, and how carefully you guard the people you let close, and He is now answering that with a heart that knows how to stay. There is someone being drawn toward you right now whose spirit is being trained in loyalty. They are not being prepared for a shallow connection, they are being prepared for a covenant. Every delay you experienced was also shaping them, teaching them patience, humility, and how to choose love even when it asks for sacrifice. When they finally recognize you, it will not be casual, it will feel like recognition on a soul level, because heaven will have already made the introduction. You will notice something different in the way they look at you. It will not be curiosity, it will be certainty. Even when situations become complicated, even when life feels demanding, there will be a steadiness in them that tells you they are not going anywhere. This is what God means when He says they will choose you when it is hard, not because there will be no challenges, but because their heart will not turn away when challenges appear. The connection you will share will not be built on fantasy, but on truth. You will be able to speak honestly without fearing abandonment. You will be able to express emotion without worrying it will push them away. This love will not require you to perform, it will invite you to be present. There will be moments when you expect old patterns to repeat, when your body remembers what it felt like to be left, but this time will be different. You will watch as this person stays, listens, and leans closer instead of pulling back. That will be the quiet miracle that heals you. God has been removing every relationship that could not carry the weight of your destiny. What felt like loss was actually protection. The one who is coming will not be intimidated by your depth, they will be drawn to it. They will not see your sensitivity as weakness, they will recognize it as strength. When misunderstandings arise, they will seek clarity instead of distance. When emotions rise, they will seek connection instead of escape. This is the mark of a heart that has been trained by God to love well. You will not have to convince them to choose you. They will do it naturally, because something in them will know that you are not an option, you are the one. Even when it is inconvenient, even when it requires patience, even when it asks them to grow, they will remain. The waiting you endured was not about time passing, it was about hearts being aligned. God was ensuring that when you met, both of you would be ready to love in a way that does not run from difficulty. And so, my beloved soul, let your heart soften. The love that is coming will not be fragile. It will be brave. It will be faithful. It will choose you in every season, not because it is easy, but because it is true.